Good morning. Welcome everyone. Happy weekend. We stopped last on our last lecture. We stopped at the dimensions, the dimensions of strategic management. Today, this morning, we will be looking at levels of strategy. Levels of strategy. In strategic management, strategies are often classified into different levels based on their scope and impact on the organization. Essentially, we have levels of strategy, which are the corporate strategy, the business strategy, and the functional level strategy. As the name suggests, what does it mean to have a corporate strategy? A corporate strategy is concerned with the overall scope and direction of the entire organization. It involves decisions about which industries and markets to enter or exit, and how to manage a portfolio of businesses for overall organizational success. Corporate strategy talks about the overall entity, the overall direction where the organization revolves around, especially the market and the business, the entire business, the entire success of such an enterprise. The key elements here are diversification, mergers and acquisitions, strategic alliances, and international expansion. Diversification here means decisions regarding the range of industries and markets in which the organization operates. What are the decisions of an organization? What do they intend doing to achieve the markets they intend venturing into? All these are essential elements. All these are essential variables in ensuring the overall accomplishment of organizational goals and attaining its objectives. We also have mergers and acquisitions. Here, strategic choices related to acquiring or merging with other companies. An organization that is doing well, that's a dominant force, over that is not doing well in the market. So what can be done is there will be a memorandum of understanding between both organizations. They sign an MOU. Contained in the MOU can be the management structure. Contained in the MOU can be profit sharing folio, profit sharing pattern, profit sharing ratio. Acquisitions also has similar dimension. The bigger one acquires the smaller ones. Of course, there will be an MOU. But for the mergers, they merge together, stronger, bigger, better, to aim at getting things done quick, especially the mission, the vision, the objectives, and congruent goals being set by such organization. Strategic alliances. Here, collaborative agreements with other organizations is essential. It may be other organizations that are in the same line of business or outside the same line of businesses. There are collaborative efforts. Let's put hands together. What can we do to make sure that things are being done strategically? We look, the likes of MTN, the likes of Airtel can work collaboratively with mutual agreement, strategically fostering a bigger alliance in the market. We also have, let's go to the politics. We used to have what is called Action Congress of Nigeria, and we used to have what is called the ANPP. Now, when they merged, they formed APC. That is strategic alliance. That is collaborative effort. That is collaborative agreement. That is mutual agreement with the consent of both parties involved. Now, they are bigger, they are better, they are stronger. They are a stronghold in terms of political party in Nigeria today. International expansion. Here, determining the extent and manner of global expansion. This means that for international expansion to come to stay, the overall entity here in the corporate strategy, they come together, they meet, they discuss to what extent can we go locally, nationally, in the national level, as well as the international force, where possible. Business level strategy. Business level strategy focuses on how a business unit competes in a specific market or industry. It involves decisions about positioning within the market, differentiation, and the target customer segment. This revolves around that type of specific market or industry where an organization engage in decision making about positioning within the market. Where do we stand? Fine, people are patronizing us, people are buying our products, we have numerous customers, we have large volume of customers, we have huge customer base. What number are we in the market compared to others? Are we number 1 to 3 or number 1 to 10? Are we a dominant force to reckon with in the same product line or line of business? Differentiation. How well do you differentiate our organization or product in the market, in the competitive market? Our products, do they stand in a unique manner? Is it distinctive from others? Does it stand well in the market? Do we have a dominant force? Do we gain enough customers? And the target customer segment. There's something called segmentation. That is the division of markets into various units. Division of markets into various units. And this can be accomplished by having different markets. Of course, all markets cannot be the same in terms of prices, in terms of quantity. It may have the same quality, but how about the price? In terms of product or price differentiation, the type of pricing mechanism, pricing method employed, used by the organization. The price of a definite item or a product in the rural areas will be different from that in urban areas. What are the key elements here? Cost leadership. Here, they strive to become the lowest cost producer in the industry. There's a cost implication here. Such an organization may adopt such strategy to ensure that they get the best quality, quantity, resources that is not too expensive, but with same and equal quantity, quality in the competitive market. Differentiation. Emphasizing unique features or qualities to distinguish products or services. What does this mean? This means that the organization stands for quality. You distinguish your product. Your product is unique in the market. It might be the branding, the packaging, just to mention a few. Also, there is a focus or niche strategy. That edge an organization has over others. Concentrating on the specific customer segment, market, or product line. The organization ensures that it's focused on that type of market or segmented market or product line that is distinctive, that gives it appreciable returns or returns on investment. Of course, any organization will embark on such. We have the functional level strategy. This is concerned with the specific activities and operations within each functional area of the organization. We have the marketing, finance, operations, and human resources. These are the departments called functional that keeps an organization moving, that keeps an organization thriving. The modus operandi of an organization revolves around this area. The marketing, how well do you market your product? Finance, how well is finance in terms of getting things done quick? The vision of the organization and the mission statement to ensure that such strategy is being met on time when it has to do with finance. The operations, these are the running cost entity that deals with day-to-day activities of an organization. And the HR department, the human resources, hiring the right caliber of workforce. The organization having the right employee, the right workforce, the right people to man the job. The key elements are marketing strategy. Decisions related to product positioning, pricing, promotion, and distribution under marketing strategy. Decisions related to product positioning, pricing, promotion, and distribution. For an organization to market or to have effective marketing, the pricing, the promotion, and the distribution of these goods. The channel of distribution is essential. The type of promotion, whether online or offline. The pricing, is it markup pricing? Is it pricing, penetrating strategy, pricing method? Your product positioning in the market? Is it number one? Or does it stand from 1 to 5 or from 1 to 10? 2. Financial strategy. Strategies for managing finances, investments, and capital structure. As the word suggests, financial strategy. How well do we manage our finances, our spendings, our running costs mechanism, our investments, and capital structure? How well do we manage our investments? If an organization is investing in a definite organization, so to speak, or if an organization intends investing or has invested in government securities, how do we manage them? And of course, the capital structure, the capital layout from top down, cascading down to the lower level. Operation strategy is focused on efficiency. How well do we do things in an effective and an efficient manner? The quality of what we do and the innovation employed in production process. Do we use semi-automated? Do we use automated or the manual processes or the manual approach? The human resources strategy. This address staffing. Do you have the right caliber of staff? The right workforce? Do they all have trainings? In-house training? On-the-job training? Off-the-job training? There are different types of training. Do we train them from time to time? And the organizational structure. The organizational structure. How well, organizational culture rather. What is the organizational culture? What do we stand for as an organization? That's what we call organizational culture. These three levels of strategy are interconnected, of course. The corporate level, the business level, and the functional. They are intertwined. They all work together. They work hand in hand with decisions made at each level, influencing and supporting one another. Successful organizations align strategies across these levels to create a cohesive and effective overall strategic plan. In the context of Nigeria, organizations must consider the unique economic, cultural, and regulatory factors when formulating and implementing strategies at each level. Additionally, factors such as local market dynamics, our environment is static, is prone to change, and the global business environment play a role in shaping strategic decisions at each level in the Nigerian context. We want to move to attributes or characteristics of strategic management decisions. Strategic management decisions are critical choices made by top-level executives that shape the overall direction and performance of an organization. Strategic management decisions. These decisions have long-term implications and are integral to achieving the organization's goals and objectives. Strategic management decisions. strategic management decisions aims towards the effective utilization of critical inputs put together to achieve a common goal. We have the long-term impacts. Of course, these long-term impacts are one of the basic attributes of strategic management decisions. Strategic management decisions are focused on the long-term success and sustainability of the organization. They involve choices that will shape the direction for several years. These are long-term variables that will affect the organization's decisions positively. We also have the complexity. Here, the strategic decisions are often complex, involving a multitude of factors such as market conditions, competitive landscape, technological changes, and regulatory considerations. They require a comprehensive understanding of various elements. Here, we all know how complex decisions can be or may be before whether being implemented before or during the process, because it really involves a multitude of factors. You have to consider so many variables, such as the conditions of the market. Is the market a driving force? Is it a driving force for now? Going by the prevailing economic situations, the competitive landscape, can we really compete in the market for now? Or when do we intend venturing fully into the competitive world? Do we have our feasibility study done? Apart from having a business plan, what are the technological changes in the industry or within the industry? All these considerations and that of the regulatory aspect require a comprehensive understanding for such to be put in place. That is the management decisions. Top-down approach. Strategic decisions are typically made, of course, by the top-level executives, the likes of the CEO and the board of directors. These decisions set the overall tone and direction for the organization. From the top level, like the CEO, the board of directors, down. It cascades down to the lower level workforce or employees of an organization. You have the cross-functional impact. Here, strategic decisions are cut across different functional areas of the organization. They affect marketing, finance, operations, human resources, and other departments, requiring coordination and alignment across the organization. Cross-functional. All the departments, units coordinating departments, units. These are the driving force of any organization. What they do is the department of marketing, the finance, the operations, the HR. These are the core departments of any going concern. Essentially, decisions made cascading from the top level down to the lower level affects these departments in one way or the other. Therefore, for decisions to be made, all these departments or units must be considered. They need to be carried along like a driving tool or force of an organization for congruent goals being set by an organization or organizations to be achieved. We have the risk and uncertainty. The distinction between risk and uncertainty is that risk, we are planning down for an eventuality to happen. But uncertainty, you are not sure whether it will happen or not. But risk is a high tendency that it will happen. But for uncertainty, you are not so sure because the future is inherently uncertain. Strategic decisions involve navigating uncertainties and risk. There are things we don't plan for, they happen. But what needs to be done, what can be done, should such happen, should such uncertainty, or should any uncertainty or uncertainties happen? What are the decisions? What are the things being put in place to ensure that we mitigate against such occurrence? Strategic managers must make decisions based on their assessment of potential risk or risks and the organization's ability to manage them. That is why we have the Research and Development Department, R&D. This is highly important. We have the Risk Department. Every organization must have such department. Their main function is to work, is to think, critical thinking, critical assessment of the prevailing economic situation, potential things that are likely to happen now and in the nearest future. The resource allocation. Strategic decisions involve the allocation of resources, such as finances. How well do we disburse funds to the finance department? How well do we ensure that the right resources in terms of personnel are being recruited to manage a definite department? And time is another factor. We shouldn't waste time in getting things done. Delay is dangerous, in popular saying. They decide where to invest all these resources because they are critical aspects of strategic management. The resources they have, how well do they utilize them? How well are they being managed? How well do they allocate the right resources to get things done? External orientation. Strategic decisions are outward focused, taking into consideration or account the external environment in which the organization operates. Factors such as market trends, competitor actions, and regulatory changes influence strategic choices. An organization takes into cognizance its external force, its external factors. Here, market trend is used as an example. What are the things that are going on in the market as we speak? What are the actions being embarked upon by our rivalry, by our competitors? What are the regulatory changes being taken into consideration that influences strategic choices? All these are essential for an organization to thrive. All these are essential before strategic management decisions are taken. Flexibility and adaptability. An organization has to be flexible. It has to be dynamic. Decisions made to ensure that an organization reaches its promised land must be flexible. It must be prone to change. It must be able to amend them. Should any risk, should any uncertainty, should any variable comes in, once there's flexibility, whether for the long term or otherwise, decisions made must be flexible, in line with the mission and vision of such an enterprise. The dynamic nature of the business environment requires organizations to adjust their alliances in response to changes. The dynamic nature of the business environment requires organizations to adjust their strategies in response to changes. Should any change occur, should any change spring forth, such an enterprise, such a going concern, such an organization must be ready to adjust, to adapt as things keep changing. Because the world keeps changing, everything keeps changing. There are better ways of doing things. Innovation and creativity. Strategic decisions often involve innovative thinking. And creative problem solving. Organizations need to find new ways to differentiate themselves and gain a competitive edge. A very good example is the banking sector. They came up with a mobile app everyone can go into. Rather than go to the bank, you fill bank transfer form, you can do it in the comfort of your home with your smartphone. If you have any bank app, you download from Google Play Store or the iOS in your Apple phone. Seamlessly, you make endless transfers. You recharge your phone, airtimes, cable TV, just to mention a few. Therefore, for any organization to thrive, for any organization to remain a dominant force, for any organization to keep moving, for any organization to last long, to remain competitive in the market, such an organization must subject itself to creativity and innovation. An organization must come up with what can be done. The customers need to keep trooping out of our organization. They can sit at the comfort of their homes, log on to the website, and get complaints resolved within a twinkle of an eye. Alignment with mission and values. All decisions made must align. Strategic decisions should align with the organization's mission, vision, and core values. Core values like integrity. What are your core competencies? What do such an enterprise stand for? Because they reflect the fundamental identity and purpose of the organization. The mission of your organization, the vision, and the core values that uniquely defines what such an organization stands for. The decisions made should align with such. Otherwise, the overall objectives and strategies might be in jeopardy. Also, we have the global considerations. An increasingly interconnected world. In an increasingly interconnected world, strategic decisions often have global implications. Implications need to consider international markets, geopolitical factors, and global competition in their strategic planning. What does this mean? An organization needs to consider so many factors. Here is the global considerations, the international considerations. And here it says strategic decisions often have global implications. Every decision made that is in line with the mission, vision, and core values of an organization strategically, they must consider its implication as well in the international market for them to compete globally. Decisions made must not in any way affect the overall strategic planning of such an organization. Put in place or put into consideration the geopolitical factors in the competitive world or market. In the context of Nigeria, these characteristics are relevant as organizations navigate the unique challenges and opportunities presented by the country's economical, social, and regulatory landscape. Strategic decisions in Nigeria may also be influenced by factors such as cultural diversity, government policies, and the evolving nature of industries in the region. Definitions of strategic management process. Before that, we have just highlighted the basic characteristics of strategic management decisions. It means what are the considerations that must be put in place, that should be put in place, and should be taken into consideration before decisions can be reached or made or stamped. We talked about the long-term impact, we talked about the complexity, the cross-functional impact, the top-down approach, the risk and uncertainties, the resource allocation, the external orientation, flexibility, and adaptability. We talked about innovation and creativity. We talked about alignment with mission and core values, and global considerations. All these are highly essential for decisions made or for decisions to be made in an organization. All these decisions borders around these key elements and factors, variables for decisions to be reached. The global consideration, the alignment, vision and values, and all other aforementioned variables and factors need to be put in place. Now, country by country, Nigeria here is a case study for these characteristics or attributes or features because they are relevant. Organizations need to navigate the unique challenges and opportunities presented by the country's socio-economic and regulatory factors. As such, decisions made in such a country, Nigeria for instance, may be influenced by these factors: the culture, as the cultural diversity, the language, the type of food, the mode of dressing. There are some cultures that do not accommodate such. So for any organization being cited in that geographical area, in that geographical territory, within that locality, needs or must put into consideration the cultural diversity, the language, the type of food, the mode of dressing, the ethnic group of such people within that area. As such, it won't be able to step on toes of other people within that domain. The government policies as well must be taken into consideration before decisions are reached, like tax and other things. Such an organization must ensure that these variables are being taken into consideration before ensuring that decisions are reached. Of course, the evolving nature of the industries in the region as well. You do your research. That's why we have R&D department. You make your research, you conduct your survey into such distinctive nature of that region, of that territory, of that area before you embark, before taking a bold step in concentrating an organization in that area. You take a bold step, you conduct your survey, your feasibilities report or study by your research and development, by your risk department, before taking a bold step to make a decision. When next we meet, we shall be talking about strategic management process. Strategic management process. We have just finished talking about levels of strategy and the characteristics of strategic management decisions. God bless you. God bless everyone. We shall meet anytime soon. You have a great weekend.